Hi everyone, Flaming Footy here and welcome back to another YouTube video on the channel. And today guys, we are going to be continuing our 3-game match reviews. Yes, our 3-game match reviews. Another very big one coming up here as always. 3 massive games. So yeah, the games we're going to be reviewing in this video are Brisbane vs the Western Bulldogs, Carlton vs St Kilda and Essendon vs Sydney. These were 3 very big games. We learnt a lot from them, as we always do. So yeah, let's not waste too much time. We'll go ahead and get into things. Brisbane versus the Doggies, Thursday night footy at the Gabba. So Thursday night was a very important game for both these two teams, both desperately needing a win, and Brisbane, they bounced back 16-12, 108 to the Doggies 9-13, 67. Now the Western Bulldogs, obviously they're competing for finals this year, and the Brisbane Lions are going for the premiership, and this is a much better showing at the Gabba than what they've sometimes been able to produce this year at the MCG, say, versus the Demons. They weren't great in that game, so they responded well, and the Western Bulldogs, there's a cloud over their finals hopes right now. You're not really sure whether they're going to make it or not, but it was an even start in the first kind of 2 quarters, the first half, and the Western Bulldogs really got going in that second quarter. They started to look like they were finding their mojo. They led by around 4 goals or something like that in that second quarter. And then the Lions just go bang, bang, bang to lead by a goal at the half. And then the third quarter, they just blow the Doggies away. They kick 6 goals to 2. And then it's pretty much over there. And then they just go bang, bang again in the final quarter to get 4 more goals. So it was all Brisbane Lions from there. And they did a very good job. It was a big showing, and they need to do that on Thursday night footy. Liberatore, 33 disposals, 4 goals for Charlie Cameron, 133 fantasy for Lockie Neal, 9 tackles for Lincoln McCarthy. So now to AFL fantasy we go. 133 for Neal, as I said. Such a great player, as to Liberatore. 128 for him. 120 for Hugh McCluggage. 117 for Bailey Dale. 113 for Josh Dunkley. 108 for the Bont. So classy. 105 for Coleman and Berry. 100 for Treloar. 95 for McCarthy. You know McRae. Going to do it every week with the 93. So goals behind we go. Charlie Cameron. He was electric with the 4 goals. Joe Danaher. He was another prime target up forward with the 2 goals. As to Aaron Norton, Berry West and McCarthy with the 2 goals as well. Disposals, 33 for Neal and Libber, 32 for Dale and McRae, and then 27 for Dunkley. To marks, Coleman Andrews, Archie with 10, 9 for Berry and Adams, and then 7 for McCluggage, Starcevic, Hipwood, Ugelhagen, Norton, Bontempelli, Liberatore. But Brisbane happy to play a prime marking game. 9 tackles for Lincoln McCarthy, 7 for Hugh McCluggage and Lockie Neal, 6 for the following suite. Big man getting in there. Treloar, Dunkley, Bontempelli, and I believe that is it. Now to the hit-outs we go. 33 for the Big O, 26 for Jordan Sweet, 7 for Daniel McStay, 4 for Josh Shackey, and that was it. So now team stats we go. And it was relatively even disposal-wise, although the Lions opting to go kick rather than handball, which can help. The Doggies actually went inside forward 50 more times than the Lions, but the Lions were way more efficient going inside 50. Clearances were also in favour of the Western Bulldogs as well, but just couldn't get going from there. But Brisbane played a predominantly marking game, which did help them slow it down, try and take the marks, or just find free plays around. And Brisbane Brisbane got out to monstrous leads in the end. They hit 53 at one stage, and they led most of the game. Deserved to win, Brisbane. And yeah, what a game! What a statement has been made. Brisbane, they go on to 44 points, equal top of the table temporarily. But yeah, this was a big game. The Western Bulldogs, their finals hopes are under a cloud. Now to Friday night footy, where football had us a massive surprise. Carlton 10-18-78, lose to St Kilda 14-9-93. The Saints are back, and could they be chasing a finals hope? or was this just a one-off? Carlton kicked 18 behinds, and you don't win a game of footy when you kick 18 behinds. The Western Bulldogs learnt their lesson earlier in the year from that happening, and Carlton just couldn't kick straight. They kicked 18 behinds and blew their chances. St Kilda, though, 14-9. That is perfect accuracy, and they win by 15. And Carlton were almost lucky to be in it still as well, due to their inaccuracy, and they should have been ahead by a lot more. But St Kilda, they were just a better team. They were strong in the first quarter. They gave Carlton no lead in the first quarter, and that was where they played really well. The second quarter was, well, Carlton really built it back. But again, though, the Saints were just too good in the second quarter, hanging on to a 5-point lead at the main break. The third quarter was again just St Kilda, because they just kicked a few late goals, which really got them out to that 12 2-goal margin. And then the final quarter, the Blues came back to steal the lead, but then St Kilda just kicked a few comforting goals, and they sealed the deal. So, what a ripping game of footy it was on Friday night. Carlton just weren't good enough. St Kilda were the better of the side. Jack Sinclair, what a year he's had. 37 disposals and 140 fantasy. Brad Crouch, 11 tackles. Tim Membry, 4 goals. It was a night out for St Kilda, and Carlton did have their undermanned defence as well, but to know they got 28 scoring shots to St Kilda's 23, yeah, they did blow the game there. Sinclair, 140 fantasy, 114 for Steele, 111 for Crouch, 107 for Marshall, 102 for Ross and Ryder, 99 for Hewitt, 98 for Billings, 94 for Kennedy, 92 for Sard. Now to the goals and behinds we go. 4 goals for Tim Membry, 3 for Motlop. Motlop looked electric whenever he got his hands on the ball. He was really exciting, kicked a couple of absolute rippers. Max King, 3 goals as well. His presence is amazing. 2 for Mackay, Higgins, Ryder, Butler, and Kennedy Kerno had the inaccurate night with 1 goal for. So it just wasn't his night in front of the big sticks, was it, for Charlie Kerno? But again, he did look dangerous when he gets the ball. Of course, a big key forward. Now, 37 disposed for Sinclair. What a tally that is. And then your Walsh, your Cripps, 33-31. Gresham, 29-27 for Hill and Ross. You know they do it weekly. Sard also looked pretty good with 25. Sard can be really dangerous. And he had a little bit of a moment where the Saints went back into the corridor, chopped it off, gave it to Kerno. So yeah, Sard can be very dangerous. 12 marks for Marshall, 11 for Sinclair, 10 for Billings, 8 for Newman. Tackles we go, 11 for Crouch, 10 for Hewitt, 9 for Steele, 5 for Kennedy, Ryder and Jones. Hit-outs we go, 31 for Ryder, 24 for DeConing, 10 for Marshall, 5 for Silvani, 1 for Mackay. And I'll tell you, the Ryder-Marshall partnership in the ruck they can destroy other teams. Both teams actually went inside 50 low amount of time, 49-53 in favour of St Kilda. The Blues won more free kicks, had more clearances and centre clearances, but stoppage clearances were locked up at 21 apiece. Is there anything else that's interesting here? St Kilda played more of a marking kind of tempo game, but Carlton had more marks inside 50, 15-8. Now, St Kilda did lead for most of the game, but no lead really got too big. It was 21 at the absolute highest in favour of St Kilda. Carlton's biggest lead was 11. St Kilda had 12 bounces, take the game on. They did look attacking, did St Kilda. They looked like they really wanted to take the game on. It did hurt them sometimes. Carlton kicked 18 behinds. They did waste the game there. St Kilda win by 15 in a big upset. Massive upset. So, upset central, you could say so far. The Saints keep their finals hopes alive. And Essendon 15-5-95 defeat the Bombers. Essendon 15-5-95 defeat the Swans 12-14-86. This is a win to get excited about for Essendon. And Essendon and Sydney, they've been a little bit patchy and cloudy lately. And Sydney have given up some games easily. They lost to Gold Coast early in the year, the SCG. North Melbourne put up a really good fight against them early on in the year, the SCG. They beat Melbourne. They lost to Port Adelaide. Now they lose to Essendon. This team can't win a flag for that reason. Their inconsistency has cost them. And, this game was, again, should have won this game. Sydney 12-14. Another statement of inaccuracy. And they led by 26 points early on in the second quarter. and they blew it. But Sydney were the team that got off to a really fast start. They were looking good, and yeah, they were up by 3 goals at quarter time. They started off the second quarter really well, having like a 26-point lead, I believe it was. And then the Bombers just kicked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goals to take the lead. The Swans did lead at half-time by 4 points, but the Bombers had a brilliant effort. The third quarter wasn't anything special, 9-3 to 9-14. You can see where the difference is there with the goals and behinds. And again, Sydney were in front. But the final quarter, Sydney got off to the good start, and you're like, yep, they're going to run away with this one, surely. And no, the Bombers just kicked 1, 2, 3, 4 goals in a row to come back and seal it from, I think, 16 points down in the final quarter. 4 goals in a row to lead, and then the Swans kick one back, but then the Bombers just kick one later on in the game to win it. But what a ripping game of footy this one was. And there was some really good players. Luke Parker, 26 disposals, 3 goals for Chad Warner, 128 fantasy for Zach Merritt, 7 tackles for Darcy Parish. Zach Merritt was good, Jake Stringer was good, Chad Warner was good, Hine was good. There was other players that were good as well, but Zach Merritt, 128 fantasy, 106 for Nick Hine, 103 for Warner, 100 for Parker, 99 for the former Crow Ian Kelly, 95 for Dyson Heppel, 94 for Buddy Franklin, 90 for Goulden, 89 for Zerk Thatcher, 88 for Papley, 87 for Redmond, 86 for Wright, 84 for Parish, and 77 for D'Ambrosio. 3 goals for Warner and Merritt. Merritt, obviously, not the normal person you see get 3 goals, but 2 good mids lighting it up. 2 goals for Reid and Wright. Heaney, Franklin, Stringer as well. Stringer was really good for the Bombers. He did save him. Now to disposals we go. 26 for Parker, 25 for Hind and Heppel, 25 for Warner to go with the 3 goals, 24 for Merritt to go with the 3 goals, 23 for D'Ambrosio. He has really lit up the AFL since he joined in the mid-season draft. 23 for Goulden, 22 for Redmond, 21 for Parish, 20 for Dylan Shield. Marks we go now, 13 for Kelly, 9 for Zerk Thatcher and Buddy Franklin, 8 for Ridley and Heppel. Tackles now, Parish with the 7, 6 for Merritt, Parker and Hayward, 5 for Robot and Rampy and Blakey. Hitouts now, 30 for Draper. He got the better of Hickey with the 18. 6 for Peter Wright, 4 for Sam Reid. Team stats we go. The Swans did go inside 50 more times than the Bombers, but the Bombers had a heap more of the ball than the Swans. 380 to 298 disposals, 224 to 208 kicks, but this is where the difference was. 156 to 90 handballs. Crazy stuff there. The Swans did get more free kicks, but the Bombers, they were better with the hitouts and the clearances. The Swans won the centre clearances, but stoppage clearances were all going Essendon's way. Now, is there anything else interesting? The Swans did take more marks inside 50, and they were inaccurate. They coughed up a 26-point lead, but the Bombers, they did just show that the game can be lost, can be gone, and they can bring it back. A strong showing. The Bombers, I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to make a respectable season out of something that hasn't been great. The second half of the year, they need to finish strong, and they can slide out of the bottom 4. It is doable. They can definitely slide out of the bottom 4 if they play more like this. And this is a quality opponent they've beaten. Yes, Sydney were inaccurate, which ultimately did cost them the game, but 15-5, that's a pretty good score. Alright, so to the Adelaide Oval we go, where Adelaide 4-0-24 are currently trailing the Demons 5-3-33, and it was both teams actually got off to a ripper, and no team had missed until the very end of the first quarter, where Melbourne kicked the first behind of the game. They've kicked 2 in this quarter, but there hasn't really been much of a score. Melbourne got off to the good start. Adelaide kicked 4 in a row to answer back, so it could be game on at the Adelaide Oval. Going to be an exciting finish, hopefully, coming up there. And, could Adelaide brew off the upset? Maybe. And now, what else have we got for this round? Well, 11th versus 8th tonight. Gold Coast versus Collingwood. That one's really big. Geelong versus North Melbourne as well at Cardinia Park, same time. Richmond versus West Coast is the first game on the Sunday. Now, Giants versus Hawks. I've been hearing a few things. This game may not end up getting played. There is massive rain in New South Wales right now, So this game may not get played. It is a pretty big one. It is 14th versus 15th. So yeah, we're going to have to wait and see with that one. And then Fremantle versus Port Adelaide will finish off your round in Perth. So as it stands right now, Brisbane sit in second position on the table with 44 points. And if Melbourne do go ahead and lose, well, then they will end up being equal with Brisbane. The Cats should win against North Melbourne, which would bring them equal as well. They'll definitely be going equal on points with Brisbane. Fremantle, they'll probably beat Port Adelaide, again, another contender. But Carlton, a big loss and a big 4 points they've just given away. Now, Sydney and St Kilda. Well, St Kilda come back up into the 8 on 36 points after that win. Sydney stay on 36 points with them. But if Collingwood win, they'll go up to 6th and will be attacking 5th from Carlton. So a big game for Collingwood tonight. And if Gold Coast win, well, then they'll be pushing for a spot on the 8. Richmond, if they win, well, then they can slide up into the 8 and knock out Collingwood and knock down St Kilda to 8th. And if they get enough percentage, they can knock down Sydney to 7th, jump up into 6th. So a couple of big results coming up. And Port Adelaide and Gold Coast, they're both fighting out for finals. Round 17. Quick little look ahead at what we got. Some absolute rippers in here in round 17. Well, anyway, thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. So you guys will never miss another video on the channel. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Bye everyone. Flaming Footy out.